During the pandemic, I've been fortunate to talk with many financial advisors about their business and how they have done well or the challenges that they've faced as a firm. And there was one firm that stuck out in my conversation I think that every financial advisory firm can learn from. My name is Matt Reiner, and today I want to talk with you about some of the lessons I've learned via my conversations with financial advisors during the COVID-19 pandemic and what we can learn from that going forward. There's one firm that sticks out, and they were able to adapt to everything that was going on within the pandemic. It wasn't because they predicted that a pandemic was going. It was because they got uncomfortable when things are going really well in the economy and in the markets. 2-3 years ago, this firm started to establish different aspects of their firm. They started to segment out their teams. They had a dedicated marketing team. They had a dedicated leadership team. They had a dedicated video team. They had a dedicated investment team, and they had dedicated advisory teams. And these teams were meeting on a regular basis, all aligned on simple goals. But what the leadership team did was they established high-level goals for the firm that then filtered down into the individual teams. So this firm put together structure in terms of business sizing, as I talk about so frequently, business sizing their firm, creating organizational structure, roles and responsibilities, where not everybody's doing everything, which is what happens in many financial advisory firms that get going. And it's hard to then get into that businessization because they feel it's corporate-y. This firm is by far not corporate-y. They are so far away from the corporate culture, but they've created and established this idea of a culture of learning within their firm that allowed for them to already be good in video, already be good in communication and marketing, and already be good in investment management to get content out, to get video out, to establish a Zoom infrastructure right out the gate, and also to be able to have a remote work policy because they invested time and money into an IT infrastructure that allowed for them to move remotely from their office to their home seamlessly. And so the lesson that I learned from this firm is to establish a culture of learning. It's difficult to make change when things are good because the mentality in our industry is always, why rock the boat if there's nothing broken, right? Why fix it if it ain't broke? And our industry too often lets that happen until something in the world or the markets occurs that makes us rethink our business, but then we're reactionary. And being reactionary is seen by our clients. And that's one of the reasons why clients tend to have high turnover and high churn in periods of volatility. And so if you want to be a financial advisory firm that's able to position yourself for future ups and downs, because we all know they're going to happen. Maybe we don't have another pandemic, but we're going to have volatility, we're going to have economic impacts, is establish an infrastructure and organizational structure in your firm today that establishes roles and responsibilities that's driven based on high level from leadership goals and responsibilities. Don't try to do everything. Don't be the advisor, the marketer, the investment committee, the CIO, everything of that nature. Get roles and responsibilities, delegate it out, and create that infrastructure, and you will position your firm not only for long-term sustainable growth, but you'll also position for sustainable growth during volatile periods of time. If you haven't already done so, subscribe to this channel now to continue to get alerts on all the new content that we're putting out. And if you want more written and podcast and video content, head on over to mattreiner.com. That's MattReiner.com.